Hello, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Happy belated May the 4th, Star Wars Day. And welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. And I continue to be your host, Darth Tuba, here with a little bit of news, some discussion with regards to some recent news and things that have been going on in the Star Wars world, along with a quick unboxing as well. Okay, so as far as our news is concerned, well, we had two big things that kind of came out this week. The first, well, all happening on the same time. So in order of whatever importance you think, the first thing is that Disney Plus uploaded a whole heap of new content on May the 4th in celebration of Star Wars Day. Most notably is the new series The Bad Batch, which is a spin-off of the Clone Wars, featuring a group of genetically modified with desirable tendencies of clones, that are all different. One has brute strength, one has superior intelligence, one has a great marksman, one has great instincts, and we begin an adventure with them that I'm not going to get too much into it. I will say that I highly recommend it. It was a great start. It was a 70-minute opening episode, so it was almost like a little mini movie, and it really kept my interest the entire time. I thought it was very well done. I think it is a little bit of a continuation of the Clone Wars in some ways, even though in the story the Clone Wars end. That's all I'm going to say. So it takes place in that timeline. So there's some pretty cool things, some questions answered. If you have no interest in the animated world, I don't know if this will keep your interest, but anybody with a little bit, I will say this, I think a lot of people, I was thinking about this morning, I think a lot of people turn off in their brains anything related to animation simply because they think, well, that's something I watched when I was a child. And, it's never the same, and that's true. I've watched like Saturday morning cartoons. I've rewatched them as an adult, realizing how really not great they were. So I can understand that, but new animation, not just Star Wars but in other areas, has really become really good storytelling. So I highly recommend giving not just Bad Batch but all the Clone Wars series and Rebels a try to see how you like it. Okay, obviously some of it is geared towards children, so some of it can be a little more juvenile, a little more slapsticky, that kind of thing. I know Resistance kind of falls into that category, but ultimately, I think there's a lot of great storytelling going on there, and I don't think Bad Batch was any exception. I think they did a good job. So I look forward to seeing what happens to our Bad Batch crew, and seeing as though they're not unlike the adventures of Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda. We kind of know their ultimate fates, so there's not as much in terms of the storyline. There's not as much, at least in terms of Clone Wars, of kind of a vested interest, because we kind of know where they end up. So maybe we can see how their lives are shaped, that kind of thing. But in this case, these are new characters. We don't know what's going to happen to them. So right at the beginning, right out of the gate, again, I'm not going to say any spoilers, but there were some things that kind of already altered a little bit and go, whoa, this is going in a direction that you might not have realized. So Bad Batch is a great thing. But in addition to Bad Batch on Disney Plus, they released a few other things. They released a Simpsons short, I think The Force Awakens from its nap, which we watched. It was fantastic. It was really fun and cute and just kind of a silly little homage to Star Wars, and a love letter from the Simpsons folks. There was a thing called Biomes, I believe is how you pronounce it, and it's essentially just a flyover video. Some have been calling it, like, if you've ever been on the ride Soarin' in Disney World or California Adventure, it's like soaring over Star Wars. It's like, imagine you're flying over the Tatooine planet, and you pass a sandcrawler, or you're flying over Hoth, and there's a snow battle and all this other stuff. A bunch of other environments. In addition, there was a vehicle fly-through for both the Millennium Falcon and a Star Destroyer. I believe it's a First Order Star Destroyer, but that was still pretty impressive. And I think that's the bulk of the content that was new. Of course, you can always, watch every Star Wars film and all the other things that go on there. So that was great. So the other bit of news, obviously, what happens on May the 4th? reveals, lots of announcements on product that's coming out. Obviously, in many cases, the deals, there's a lot of deals. A lot of companies use it as a place, as a day to celebrate Star Wars by having a sale. Which, why are we surprised at that? That's what they do for every holiday, and whether it's an official holiday or a made-up holiday, they use it to. A lot of companies will use it to try to shell out, discounts on certain items or whatever. And there were no shortage, and I'm not going to go through all of those. There's plenty of sites that kind of devote their content to that. But what I can tell you is that Hasbro did reveal a lot of new items for the vintage collection. So I wanted to kind of go through them right now. Okay, so to start, we had the Star Wars Vintage Collection 3 3/4 inch Off-World Jawa, our Vala 7 figure. Okay, so again, an Off-World Jawa inspired by the Mandalorian. Okay, so I don't think that's been released yet as a 3 3/4 inch, so that's good. In addition, the next one we have is the Vintage Collection 3 3/4 inch ARC Trooper Echo. Okay, so of course Echo is also the character, I believe it's the same character that is also featured in the Bad Batch, but this is kind of an earlier rendition of this character. Okay, this character's gone through his own arc, and this is kind of early Clone Wars era Echo, ARC Trooper Echo. Okay, and then we move on. We have the 3 3/4 inch Tebow Ewok figure. Loving some attention to the Ewoks there, so that's really cool. Okay, then we have this is interesting. We have the Retro Collection 3 3/4 inch Boba Fett Prototype Edition. Now, 2 years ago, they came out with the Prototype Darth Vader Edition, which was essentially just multicolored. And I believe the premise behind that is that it just is essentially a figure that has multicolored arms and legs and heads, simply to allow you the opportunity to feel what a prototype figure might have looked like if you were trying to push it along to get approved for sale. Okay, and then so now they've come up with a Boba Fett version, and I think the premise behind this, a lot of collectors are trying to do is since there's different each limb and the torso, the limbs, and the head, so that's like about 6 different appendages had a different color, and I think people try to collect all 6 so they can have all the different 6 colors. I don't know if that's really what everybody's doing. I collected one. I couldn't get the Vader in the store, so I had to, or online, so I had to go about doing it differently. So as far as the Boba Fett figure is concerned, it's the same idea. So that'll be a Target exclusive. Okay, be available at Target. Actually, at the time of my filming this, all these should be going up for pre-order today in about an hour's time from when I'm recording. Okay, and then we have, now we're going to move on a little bit to some 6-inch, some Black Series. Please don't turn off the camera, or please don't turn off the channel, I mean. I know there are some people that just love the Black Series, and some people that have this seething hatred for it, which I understand. I can understand the opinions. Personally, I'm okay with it. Black Series Gaming Greats. This is a GameStop exclusive 6-inch Flame Trooper figure. Okay. From a Fallen Order video game. Okay, I have never played Fallen Order. I've heard it's amazing. Perhaps I will get to it at some point, just not right now. Then we have the Black Series Gaming Great 6-inch Night Brother Warrior figure, again from Fallen Order. Okay, so that's another gaming great. And then we have the Black Series Mandalorian Death Watch Premium Electronic Helmet. Okay, now obviously this is not a figure. This is more of they're really into this the Black Series helmets are pretty cool. I got to be honest with you. I don't collect all of those helmets, but I do enjoy the helmets because I feel like they've really improved the technology and brought the cost of helmets down. I mean, instead of helmets being $500, $600, $700, they've now brought them down to under $100. And they often have electronics, which you can use or not use. You can put the batteries in or take them out and just have it be a nice display piece. So I applaud the Black Series. I applaud Hasbro's Black Series for the prop and helmet replicas that they've been able to pull off thus far. I kind of wish they would do it more with weapons. I would love to see a Black Series, movie accurate Han Solo blaster, Stormtrooper blaster. I think there is an issue with that because of, you know, state and federal regulations about selling, you know, toy guns that look real. And I know that that's probably something that they have to dance around, but I would love it if they could, you know, get a really good prop replica that's not orange or green or white or light, you know, fluorescent color, and see what they can do. So, but then again, we have access to, as you've seen on this channel, we have access to 3D printers, 3D printing artists who put out amazing prop replicas. So, you know, you can look for stuff like that on Etsy. All right, so moving on, we have the Black Series 6-inch Imperial Clone Shock Trooper figure. Okay, so that's really awesome. This is another character that's featured a little bit in the Bad Batch series. We have the Black Series 6-inch Vice Admiral Rampart. Again, also from the Bad Batch. Now, we have not seen this character as the filming of this recording yet. Maybe that character will have appeared in the second episode or beyond, but it just looks like another Imperial officer. But hey, we don't have too many of them in the Black Series size. And then we go back to some 3 3/4 inch with the Vintage Collection Lucasfilm First 50 Years kind of logo. I am not sure if these are straight out repacks of previous figures, but I do believe that they are in new packaging to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm, which is fine. Take them or leave them. We have 3. We have the Death Star droid figure. And then we also have the Luke Skywalker. These are all 3 3/4 inch Luke Skywalker and Endor fatigues figure. And then lastly, we have the Tusken Raider figure. So obviously, you know, they're trying to appease. Well, I applaud Hasbro for trying to appease to the 3 3/4 inch collector. I'm sure there's going to be some disappointment in some of this, you know, with people wishing that they can do more with newer figures. I know that there's the whole you know, release the 96 campaign of having all the original vintage figures released in new format through 3 3/4 inch, which they've done for all but a handful of the figures. So that's why they're trying to release them all. Maybe that'll happen someday, but I wouldn't get my hopes up too soon. Okay. So I have a couple of little items here that I'm going to do some unboxings with. I'm very excited. I did check my tracking on Entertainment Earth, is where I ordered the retro Mandalorian figures, and they should be arriving very soon. So I'm very excited about that, and hopefully we have that. Here we have 2 items. I think I will have to double check and see if that figure is it. We got our 3 3/4 inch, or should I say 7/8 of an inch, Baby Yoda, Grogu, or the Child. I like how they still call it the Child. Interestingly enough. This is VC-184. Okay, there you go, VC-184. Comes with this little frog, comes with this little pram. Pretty cool, right? And I like the little photo there. So I love it. I'm just loving the vintage art. Vintage Racing Stripe continues to be epic and awesome. I am starting to grow a little concerned over how many they're making. It's been going on and off for 10 years. Actually, no, now it's like 2007 it started. So now we're talking 13 years, 14 years. That's a lot. So I don't know how much longer my walls can take any more vintage, but I will do my best to find space because I do love it, as long as there are new figures. I have noticed there have been some re-releases, so I'm trying to take a break from them. But there you go. There's your sweet baby Yoda Grogu, sweet baby Grogu. All right, so very cool. And then, this one feels like it might be a little bit more weighty. Oh, no. It's weightier not because it has more than one figure. It only has one. But it is Bo-Katan. Very cool. It's got the awesome face scanning technology. So it's like you got a little miniature Katie Sackhoff right here. So awesome job with that. So of course, you know, what did I forget to get ready in my prep for this episode? I forgot the silly stuff to open up the box, but that is okay because it won't take me that long to do that. So anyway, I am very excited about the essentially the Black Series figures too. I know some people prefer the vintage, and I do understand that. I do get that. I share people's concerns if that's what they enjoy and love and collect. But I do have to say that the Black Series, I understand it from a business perspective. I understand it from a cost perspective. This is an expensive. It costs a lot of money to create figures, and from a spending standpoint, when you consider the fact that vintage collection figures can run upwards to $14 to have for $20, and it's pretty much been holding at a $20 to $24 price point, to have this much more action figure with accessories. Got a little helmet. There we go. I don't know. It's pretty cool, and it's not like the Star Wars license is the only one you doing 6-inch. I mean, look at Marvel, look at DC. They're all kind of jumping ship onto these 6-inch or more figures. Okay, so it's a pretty cool thing. So not too much in the way of new unboxings. Okay, we have our Baby Yoda and our Bo-Katan figure. All right, but it's okay. More is coming. More is on the way. I have so much stuff on pre-order, and it always scares me because I'll be away on vacation or something. Then I'll show up at my house and there'll be literally 15 boxes, all little boxes, just stacked up. And that's always a pain, but it's all right. It's how we do our collecting these days, and I look forward to the day where perhaps there's always rumblings that Toys R Us is coming back. So I look forward to the day where that might be something that comes back, and we can actually get into a Star Wars section in a toy store again. But I'm glad that we even had it to begin with over the last 20 years. So we'll hope for the best. So that'll do it for today's episode. I hope you liked my slightly changed format of news and commentary. Will that continue? I don't know. I don't really have any loyalty to one way or another. I have spent the last several months doing videos all about organizing my collection. I might go back to that a little bit. There's lots of different things. We're gonna do some restoration videos soon. There's a lot that I want to just play with. I'm not into just one style of thing. I want to do a lot. So again, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, spread the word about the channel. If you'd like to support the show other than just liking and subscribing, check out my TeePublic store. The link to the storefront is in the description for all kinds of awesome Star Wars art. I showed this the other episode, but here's a concept of a Rogue One 3-pack action figures that we never got. So I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of those with you to see what else we have out there. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.